Welcome back to the channel and to this second episode of my YouTube show, My Bloodlines. This time we are going back over 1,000 years in time, actually 1,100 years, to the Kingdom of Denmark to find out how they could have Bluetooth already back then in Denmark. As you remember, in the first episode, we went through my bloodlines, through my ancestral lineage, back in time, 1,000 years, to the Viking age of Scandinavia, to find my 32nd great-grandfather, the King of Denmark, Norway and England, King Svein the First Forkbeard Haraldson, the first Viking king of England. In this episode, I will take you to meet my 33rd great-grandfather, the father of King Svein. He was born around the year 910 in the village of Jelling in Denmark. His father was Gorm the Old and his mother was Tyra Danebo, or Tyra Danebo, King and Queen of Denmark between 934 to 958. My 33rd great-grandfather, he introduced Christianity to Denmark and inspired the name of the wireless technology Bluetooth. He was the Viking king of Denmark and Norway, Harald Bluetooth Gormson. Harald Bluetooth was a remarkable person and king. Not only did he unify all the small kingdoms in Denmark to become one unified country, but he also expanded his kingdom to include parts of Norway. To consolidate both economy and military control, he built a new form of fortresses called ring forts. The most famous is fortifying the fortress of Arvos, nowadays called Aarhus, which was situated in a central position in his kingdom in the year 979. Ring forts were built in 7 strategic locations with Aarhus perfectly in the middle. All fortresses had a similar design, perfectly circular, with gates opening to the 4 corners of the earth, and a courtyard divided into 4 areas which held large houses set in a square pattern. That's quite remarkable in 979. He constructed the oldest known bridge in southern Scandinavia. It was 5 meter wide, 16 feet, and 760 meters long, which is about 2,490 feet. Located 10 kilometers south of Jelling, near the village of Ravning, and it crossed the meadows of the Ravning at the Vejle River. And this was until the Little Belt Bridge was constructed in 1935. Until then, this was the longest bridge in Denmark. Remember, he built this in 980, something like that, and it was the longest bridge in Denmark until 1935. Unbelievable. Today, unfortunately, it's not there anymore, just a little splinter of it is still there to watch. King Harald Bluetooth is considered the one most influential individual as it comes to having Denmark converting to Christianity. Widukind of Corvey, writing during the lives of King Harald and Otto I, so he was there at the time, claims that Harald was converted by a cleric by the name of Poppa. who, when asked by Harold to prove his faith in Christ, he carried a great weight of iron heated by fire without being burned. So that made him believe that Christianity was a better faith for him. According to the 12th century Danish historian Saxo Grammaticus, in his work of Gesta Danorum, Poppa performed his miracle for Harald's son Sweyn Forkbeard after Sweyn had second thoughts about his own baptism. Harald himself converted to Catholicism and Christianity after a peace agreement with the Holy Roman Emperor. I think I personally go with the first account from Widukind of Corvey, who actually was there at the time, not 300 years later. Anyway, Harald's father, Gorm the Old, had died in 958, as I said in the beginning, and had been buried in a mound with many goods after the pagan beliefs at the time and practices. The mound itself, a mound is like a hill nowadays. You bury the person and you cover it so it looked like a hill. The mound itself was from about 500 BCE before Christ, but Harald had it built higher over his father's grave. So there was a mound already, and he placed his father there and on top of that, and then built an even higher mound. So mound building was a newly revived custom in the 10th century, probably as an appeal to the old traditions in the face of the Christian customs spreading over Denmark and the southern neighbors, the Germans. After his conversion around 960, Harald had his father's body buried in the church next to the now empty mound. He had the gelling stones erected to honor his parents. The Encyclopedia Britannica considers the runic inscriptions as the best known in Denmark, the gelling stone runic inscriptions. The biography of Harald Bluetooth is summed up by these runic inscriptions from the gelling stones. That's quite interesting that they carved their story, their life story, into stones that we can actually find today and read today, if you know how to read runes. In 1873, a treasure was found on the German island of Hiddensee. A large trove of gold objects, such as 16 pendants, a brooch, and a neck ring, all of pure gold, weighing total 600 grams, which is about 1.3 pounds. And this is the Hiddensee treasure, and is believed to have belonged to Harald Bluetooth and his immediate family. The original treasure can be seen at the Stralsund Museum in Germany, while a replica of it can be found at the Hiddensee Museum, also in Germany, because the Hiddensee was in Germany already at the time he was around. King Harald Bluetooth, was killed fighting off a rebellion led by his son Sweyn Forkbeard. He is believed to have died in 986, although several accounts claim that 985 is the year of his death. So 985, 986, which is not a big deal nowadays, 1,000 years later. His memory lives on in the wireless technology named after him, Bluetooth, which has a logo consisting of a combination of the Nordic runes of H and B. The development of Bluetooth, the technology, was initiated in 1989 by Nils Rydbeck, the CTO of Chief Technical Officer at Ericsson Mobile in Lund, Sweden, which also is the city in which I was born. I hope you have found these first 2 episodes interesting. In the 3rd episode, we will look at another lineage of mine, not the same lineage, another lineage, and see how I'm related to the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the little notification bell so you get notified when I upload a new video. Please also like the videos and share them. And if you feel for it, you make a comment on them as well. Thank you for watching, and see you again soon.